Kenny, got to move on from Tuesday night, but you'll be mindful now, 3 defeats in a row.
Yeah, very mindful and disappointed as well. I did feel second period, we showed a lot more than second period against Luton. We showed a lot more than we had in the previous 2.5 games. That's where we've got to start on Saturday, with that type of positivity, with that type of football going forward, and also the ability to create chances, which lifted everybody and give us all optimism for the future. But yes, it's a poor little run. We have to recognise that and do everything we can, be doubly determined to put that right at home on Saturday against Doncaster.
It's very much a team of two halves at times, where you have to give them a rollicking, or you have to do something to get them to perform in the second half.
Yeah, obviously the substitutions, were necessary at half time, because I didn't think we could get back into it in any other way. And it was a second half which was end to end. It looked like, from myself on the side, it looked like it could be 3-2 to us, 3-2 to them, 2-2. Anything could happen. And unfortunately, the free kicks proved decisive at the end, but it leaves us where we are anyway, and we're looking to bounce back result-wise, take heart from some of the aspects of our performance, particularly in the second half, and then do everything we can to get back to winning ways on Saturday.
Were you more heartened at the end of that game that it was honour in defeat?
Not really, no. Defeat's a defeat, and whichever way they are, you need to win games, and that's always the bottom line. So I wouldn't say I was particularly heartened. Processing it sometimes takes a little while in those type of games where there's a sort of classic type of second half, wasn't it, where it could go either way. But yeah, processing it takes a little while sometimes. As the manager, you've got to make sure that when you do, and by the next day, you've got it clear in your head where you are and what you need to do to move on, and in terms of a defeat, turn it into a victory.
Doncaster will be a very dangerous side.
Yeah, of course, there's some good sides in this league, and Doncaster are one of them. They have their own aspirations to get promoted, obviously. But no, with respect for every side in the league, it's a very, very good division this year, and Doncaster will be no different.
Now, you signed Lloyd Isgrove yesterday. James Vaughan is in today, so it's been a busy period for you and quite fruitful.
It has, yes, and in terms of Isgrove, we're pleased to add him as what I'd call a very natural winger. We have quite a bit of presence now in the team, physical presence, and he's a lively player, can create things, good crosser of the ball, can play 1-2s, and if we can give him a service in the wide area and he can play either side, we do feel he can give us that cutting edge that at times we've lacked. Similar to James Vaughan, he brings experience. He brings I think a lot of know-how to our front line that at times we've lacked. So in our front three positions, there's good options now. And as we go through the final months of the season, let's be fair, with so much to play for, I do feel these two guys really help our options. Will really bring on the competition. Not necessarily them, but the standard of the players from the bench, the cover if we should get injuries at any time. It's giving us at the top end of the pitch, I think, as much firepower as we can.
One would suggest Vaughan brings goals as well. Yeah,
definitely. As we saw with Bogle the other night, we have to make sure that players that are coming haven't played much. We have to make sure that we don't get them injured and get them out too quick. If I'm looking at Andy Cannons, he had a substitute appearance and then a start, and unfortunately got injured pretty quickly. Sometimes that can happen with players that haven't been playing much in the first half of the season. So I have to be mindful with that with all of them. But if you have enough players and you can dovetail them well, then with good determination, it can work, and the end result be a successful Portsmouth team.
What does that mean for others now?
It means that everybody's working towards Portsmouth being successful in the second half of the season. That's all it means, and it's very difficult as you work through, let's say, December and then ultimately January, putting the squad together. It's very difficult to then predict what would happen in February, March and April, let alone May, because there's so many different things can happen. That's why you try to go for as strong a 25-man squad as possible, and that's been the case. So there's no negatives for anybody, I don't think. I'm looking for everybody to put the club first above their own individual situation, and when called upon, bring enthusiasm and most of all quality.